Oh, how are we, lads? Oh, the vodka. It's time to celebrate. The Melbourne Storm choked. Let's have a drink.
Cheers,
Fuck
Nick.
yeah, boys.
Nick from Australia.
Get over. Yeah. That's totally overpaid wanker. Why the fuck would you go short? You stupid cunt. Yeah! Woo! Cowboys win! Yeah! Yeah! Here we go! Drink water! Holmes! Yeah! Guys, subscribe to the channel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! The Cowboys win it! Woo! How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to another live stream on this Wednesday evening. It is currently 7:30 p.m. right on the dial, actually. 7:30 p.m. here in New South Wales for your December 8th, 2021. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to tonight's live stream. Hope you guys are doing extremely well. Before I get into the video, I want to make sure you guys go ahead and like the live stream. It's much appreciated. It means a lot to me if you guys can like the live stream as well. It's much appreciated. And also, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I guarantee you one thing, you will not be disappointed. You get shows on here for free. You get the Rugby League Breakdown podcast, which is me, Pro Enzo Vids, Sam Revel. You get the Nick from Australia Late Night Footy Show with me and Pro Enzo Vids and Sam Revel and plenty of other special guests. You've got the all sorts of shows that come onto this channel when we are going to bigger and better things in 2022 as we set off into the sunset in 2021. Also, I want to give a big thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring the video. I want to thank Manscaped for all the hard work they do. Guys, Manscaped, I have said it before, and I'm happy to say it again. They have some of the best products that you will find anywhere. I'm telling you right now, I know from experience. Now, I've said this 1,000 times. The lawnmower, guys. The lawnmower 4.0. It's outstanding. It has new skin-safe technology for your balls. It protects you from nicking yourself. Like I said before, you could walk into Woolworths. You could walk into Coles. You can get a cheap shaver for $10. You might nick your balls. You go to Manscaped and get the lawnmower 4.0. That won't happen to you. I guarantee you that. Also, the package, guys, it comes with the lawnmower 4.0. It's got the ball deodorant. It's got the ball toner. It's got other great things. So, guys, Manscaped, go and check them out. The discount code is on the screen right here somewhere. You can see it just there. NFA. It's on the screen right there. That's the discount code. Go and check them out. I want to thank you guys a lot again for tuning in. We've got plenty of people rolling in at the moment. And also, I want to announce as well, real quick, before we get into tonight's live stream. If you want to become a member of the Nick from Australia membership, it's as simple as that. You go on to my YouTube channel, Nick from Australia. It will say join now. Guys, you're going to get exclusive content on there for members only at a cheap price of $5 a month. If you want to become a Nick from Australia mortal, that's $10 a month. It's the same package as a $5 a month deal. It's just, it's fantastic. You can support the channel. I've only done one video on there so far. There's plenty of great content to come out yet on that. I'll be doing a video in a few days, a life in a day of Nick from Australia. That will be for members only. You'll be getting all sorts of content on there. So guys, become a member today, and you will definitely enjoy it. I'm just trying to catch up to the live chat as we speak. There's plenty of people here at the moment. Very hard to catch up with the chat. But as you guys can see on the screen right now, on the title of the video, this is the Nick from Australia Rugby League Q&A. So basically, probably once a week, who knows? It could happen at any stage. This is going to be the Nick from Australia Rugby League Q&A. So you can, what I want you guys to do in the live chat, I want you guys to ask me a question related to rugby league. I'll answer it as honest and as unbiased as possible. So all you got to do is ask any question you like. I hear a few people talking about the cricket today. The Ashes started, Australia versus England. I know the rest of the game got postponed, I believe, due to the rain. Australia destroyed England. They got the first wicket of the first ball. Australia were destroying England. I noticed that today, and I know the Big Bash is on now. I know the NBA was on today. My team, the Celtics, unfortunately went down to my good friend Entertainhouse's team, the Lakers. So that sucked for me. But, hey, it's a rivalry game. We're one apiece in that now. So, guys, the floor is yours. Ask me a question. Welcome to the Nick from Australia Rugby League Q&A. Let's get into the questions. We've already got one here from my good friend, a big supporter of the channel, and CJ Moxley. He says, Reid Marnie and Viliami Kikau have been confirmed for the Bulldogs for 2023 Faunts. Okay, so it was reported a few weeks ago, and I think everyone was just waiting for confirmation for it to be confirmed. Reid Marnie, Viliami Kikau to the Dogs. I've already said about my part about Reid Marnie. I believe he's backstabbed the Eels right in the back, and he's gone to the enemy. I think it's a very, very dog thing to do. Not really happy about Reid Marnie leaving the Eels to go to the Bulldogs. It just doesn't sit well with me, especially when Reid Marnie, a couple of years ago, he was told by the Bulldogs that he'll never make first grade, and he was going to quit football overall. And 5 years later, he's now gone back to Canterbury, the club that never wanted him. So doesn't make any sense to me. And as for Viliami Kikau going to the Bulldogs, it's a great buy for the Dogs. I've got to say as well, fair play to the Bulldogs. Phil Gould's gone in there, and he has pretty much got every player that he wants to go to that club. And I know Trent Barrett's got a bit to do with it as well. But if Gus wasn't there, Trent Barrett wouldn't have any of these big name players that they have right now. So full credit to Gus Gould and the Dogs. They're going to good places, and I think Kikau's a great buy. So is Marnie as well. I just don't like how Marnie left the Eels to go to the Dogs. So good luck to them both. Righto. NRL Dry Stuff has a question for me. He goes, give me your honest thoughts on the Rabbitohs jersey. I haven't seen the Rabbitohs jersey, bro. If you can send it to me on Instagram, I'll be happy to put it up on the screen. I haven't seen the Rabbitohs jersey yet, sorry. So send it through, mate, and I'll give my opinion on it. Rugby League Roundup asked me a question. He goes, thoughts on Tohu Harris being named as the Warriors captain. Now, when I saw this come out, I sort of went, okay, not a bad, but the question I have is Tohu Harris a long-term captain? Is Harris going to be is Tohu Harris going to be the captain in 3 years' time? How many years does he have left in him? I would have went with Shaun Johnson. I think Shaun Johnson's still a reasonable age. He's the halfback. I know people don't want him to have the pressure on him, but I would have went with Shaun Johnson. A lot of people said, what about Adam Fanil-Blake? I don't think you want to go with Adam Fanil-Blake because I think Adam Fanil-Blake's the sort of player where he has had a few off-field issues in the past, and I don't think Adam Fanil-Blake's another guy who I don't think he should have as captain. So if I was the Warriors, I would have went with Sean Johnson, but well done to Tohu Harris. I don't really have a problem with it. Maybe co-captains, Harris and Johnson. That could have been another cool thing to do. But hey, Nathan Brown's got his options. He's got his decisions to make. So fair play to him. G'day to Jason Reid in the chat. How you going, bro? Jay Lockyer says, I think he means who gets the number 7 jersey for the Rabbitohs, brother. Who gets the Rabbitohs number 7 jersey? Fucking hell. Well, you've got Blake Taaffe. You've got Lachlan Ilias. They had a chance with Milford, but I don't think Milford's going to get a game. Now, I think what's going to happen, I think Lachlan Ilias will play the first couple of rounds at halfback, and then when Latrell returns from suspension, I think Blake Taaffe will be the halfback. So I think Blake Taaffe will be the halfback going forward for the Bunnies, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I would go with Blake Taaffe. I think the kid's got a lot of potential, and I think he's got a lot of skill about him. So I'd go with Blake Taaffe. I like the kid. Plenty of potential there. Gus Knows Footy asked me a question. He goes, Cowboys' best signing. The Cowboys have made a couple of good buys for next year, haven't they? They've got Chad Townsend going up there, Peter Hiku, potentially the early release of Luciano Leilua. I'm going to say the Cowboys' best signing is going to be Peter Hiku. I think he's going to fit right into the team really well. I hope he plays right center. Him and Kyle Felt could build a nice combination. So I'm going to go Peter Hiku as the Cowboys' best signing for 2022. Rugby League Roundup says, thoughts on Kevin Nagarma signing with the Roosters? Let me get a mouthful of this Coke first, bro. Okay. Kevin Nagarma is a good buy for the Roosters. Now, if you guys don't know, Kevin Nagarma used to play in the NRL, used to play for the Knights, used to play for the Tigers, and now he was over at St. Helens. He won 2 premierships in the centres back-to-back in the right centre position. Obviously, he won't play right centre due to Joey Manu there. I think Kevin Nagarma is a good chance on getting in the 17. I think if the Roosters go with a back line of Tedesco at fullback, on the wings, Daniel Tupou, Paul Momorowski, centres, Joey Manu, Kevin Nagarma, that would be a very, very nice back line, a lethal back line as well. So I'd go with that personally. I think that would be very, very good. All right. Just my Xbox controller telling me that my battery is low. Fair enough. Gus Knows Footy says, Jermaine Turnell-Brown also confirmed. Yeah, I do know that. I'm not really happy about that. I think it's a waste of money personally. Jay Lockyer 03 says, Roosters looking scary as next year. Hopefully we do good as. I believe the Roosters next year are going to be a top 4 side. They have the coach, they have the roster, they have the squad, they have the quality, they have the depth, they have the experience, they have the youth. The Roosters are a top 4 team next year, and it's going to take a lot for people to tell me that they won't be top 4. The Roosters next year, they are a genuine top 4 team, and they are a genuine premiership contender. Whether you like them or you hate them, I don't really give a shit. But the Roosters next year are a team to be intimidated by. They are going to be very, very scary in 2022. If they get injuries are the only thing that's going to make the Roosters go backwards. Jason, you just literally asked Jason just pretty much asked what I just answered. So, Jason, I think you know what I mean, bro. NRL Dry Stuff says, who gets the captaincy for the Rabbitohs in 2022? Who becomes the Rabbitohs captain next year? Well, that's a great question as well. For me personally, I think Cody Walker is going to be a good chance of being captain. I think Cameron Murray and I think Damien Cook, all 3 of them are great contenders. I think Cameron Murray is probably the right guy to go with now because if you remember, at the start of last year, before Reynolds became captain, there was a lot of talk about Cameron Murray becoming the Rabbitohs captain, and Murray said, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be captain yet. But I think Cameron Murray's ready now. So I'm going to go Cam Murray as captain. And vice captain, I might go Damien Cook. Cody Walker wouldn't surprise me either. But if Murray, Walker, or Cook get it, I've got no problem with it. But Damien Cook needs to pull his fucking finger out of his ass and start playing better footy. But I'll go with Cam Murray. Cody Walker for vice captain. That's what I'll go with. G'day to Metallic Panther. Hope you're well, bro. Rugby League Roundup has a big, long question for me. Hearing Josh Kerr wants to stay at the Dragons, even though there's interest from the Dolphins. Where do you think he should go? And I think he'll stay because Storm said no when we picked him up. Faunts. Okay. Rugby League Roundup. I know every time a Dragons player goes on the market, you say that they're not going to go anywhere, and I totally get it. You don't want players leaving your club. Fair enough. But look, if you're going to put a Dragons 2022 1 through to 17 team together next week, tomorrow, in a month's time, I don't even think Josh Kerr gets in the 17. I mean, have a look at the Dragons roster. They've got plenty of forwards, plenty of backs, plenty of halves. Their roster's just about set. You give me the Dragons' best 1 to 17, full strength, no injuries. I don't know if Josh Kerr makes the team. So if I was Josh Kerr, I would take my cards and I would look at the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins would be a great opportunity for Josh Kerr, and I believe Josh Kerr going to the Dolphins would be a great decision for him and his family. So I think he should leave the Dragons because I don't know where he's going to get a run. So if I was him, I'd go to the Dolphins. J Lockio03 says, thoughts on Jaden Campbell being the long-term fullback, even though the Titans are shit with Brimson most likely going to 5'8". I said this last night on the Corner Post. I went on a massive rant about this at the start of the Corner Post last night. I believe the Titans are going backwards. I don't believe they have any stability in their spine. They've got Jaden Campbell there. Again, a great kid. Definitely their long-term fullback. But again, he hasn't even played 15 NRL games yet. So how can you believe in someone who hasn't played enough football to even go with that? So that's a massive gamble in itself. Brimson at 5'8", again, another risk because he hasn't played 5'8" since under 20s. So that's another issue. The halfback, Toby Sexton, Toby Sexton was struggling in the Queensland Cup final series this year, and he had a couple of decent NRL games. So how's Toby Sexton going to be a great halfback in the NRL for the Titans if he's struggling in Q Cup? I know the Titans players are better than they are in Q Cup, and the hooker, well, it's a nobody in Aaron Clark. So I don't know, man. I don't know. The Titans have got a lot of issues going into next year. I think they look terrible going into next year. I think Jaden Campbell probably is their long-term fullback, but they have no stability at all. Fullbacks hasn't even played 20 games. The 5'8" in Brimson is usually a fullback. He hasn't played 5'8" since under 20s, under 18s. They've got a halfback in Sexton who hasn't played even 20 NRL games as well, a bit like Jaden Campbell. Their hooker is a nobody in Aaron Clark. They've got issues, man. I hope Jaden Campbell is the full-time. I hope Jaden Campbell is the long-term fullback because he's very good, but there's no stability in the halves. There's no depth. What happens if Sexton gets injured? Who plays halfback then? What happens if Brimson goes down or Aaron Clark? Who goes there? So lots of issues for the Titans, and they need to work it out. Jason Reeder says, do you think the Warriors will make the top 8? I think they will just miss out. Jason, if the NRL season started next week or if it started tomorrow night, I think the Warriors would miss the finals. I don't think they're going to play finals at this stage. Don't get me wrong. We've got a few months to go yet. Anything could happen. They could go out and buy someone from nowhere. But I think they have a few issues in the back line as in terms of quality. I think their depth is a bit tested. So, look, I can't see making the 8, but hopefully they do because I like the Warriors. What else we got here? Metallic Panther. What team do you think is the dark horse in 2022? I think the Sharks are the dark horse, bro. I love what the Sharks are doing at the moment. They have built a very nice roster. They have a very inexperienced coach there in Craig Fitzgibbon. He's been the assistant coach for a while now at the Roosters. I think it's time for him to it's time for Craig Fitzgibbon to do a head coaching role. And I hope he does well. I think the Sharks are building a great roster. Really strong back line. The halves are exciting. The forward pack is very, very strong. Their bench is also very good as well. So I think the Sharks are the dark horse next year. They look very, very good. They are scary, I reckon. Will the Titans tattoo be the new logo? Okay, Pete, the Titans tattoo is coming. I'm going to be sorting that out tomorrow night. So I'll let you know when the Titans thing is happening. And we have hang on. Before I get into your question, Gus, we have a troll in the chat by the name of Michael Dickhead. What's he saying? Cowboys top 8, Titans. What the fuck's he saying? Oh, yeah. Okay. We got a troll in the chat. Okay. Well, it's a shame that your mother dropped you when you were a kid, you fucking idiot. So what's your name? Michael Joan. You want to come in here and you want to bag me in my rugby league Q&A, the first episode of the Nick from Australia Rugby League Q&A. You want to come on here and you want to talk shit? Well, it was a shame that when you were a kid that your mum dropped you on your head, you fucking dumb cunt. Get the fuck out of my chat. See you later, Michael John, you fucking idiot. See you later, buddy. Let's get back into the Q&A. Fuck him. Gus Knows Footy says, who do you think will be the Cowboys fullback next year? Great question. Now, I've got a few issues about this. You've got Townsend's going to play halfback. Val Holmes might play fullback. Now, when Val Holmes played his best football, Townsend was the halfback. You've got the Hammer, who's the future. You've even got Drinkwater even as well, because Tom Deard might go into 5'8". You might throw Drinkwater at fullback. Personally, throw that all aside. The Hammer So W.I. Fado must be the Cowboys fullback in 2022. It must happen. That's what I would do, Gus. In your opinion, Nick, what are some players to bounce back and have a great year next year? Great question. Very good question, Jay Lockett. Give me a second, bro. Okay. Well, I'll give you three, Jay Lockett. I'll give you 3 players that I reckon will bounce back into form next year. I'm going to go, number 1, I'm going to go Jack Whiten. I bagged the hell out of Jack Whiten this year because he was, 2020, he was Dally M. 2021, he was a flop. So I reckon 2022, Jack Whiten will have a big year. I reckon Jack Whiten will be 1. He'll have a big year next year, in my opinion. Number 2, I'm going to go with Jordan Ricky. Jordan Ricky is a good young back rower at the Broncos, and I think playing with Adam Reynolds, I think Jordan Ricky might have a really good year next year. I know he's only a kid still. He's got plenty of potential. I was expecting it to happen this year. I reckon he was pretty average this year. I reckon next year Jordan Ricky will have a very good season. And the last one I'll go with, that I'll throw out there to have a great year next year, I will go with, let's go, I'm going to throw in, how about we go, I'll tell you what. I'm just trying to think of a player at the top of my head. Who had a shit year this year? Who had a shit year? I'll tell you what, Damien Cook. Damien Cook had a shit year this year, and everyone's going to say, well, no, he didn't. It was the grand final for Souths in the grand final. Damien Cook had a really average year for his standards. I believe Damien Cook, Jack Whiten, and Jordan Ricky will all have a great year in 2022. They're my 3. Question from Metallic Panther. What players should the Cowboys try and sign next? I reckon CSC Takiyaho from the Roosters. We need a great front rower, so I'm going to go with Takiyaho. Pete Veretto, who is currently better, Deard or Townsend? I'll go Townsend. Rugby League Roundup says, hearing Junior Paulo is extending with the Eels or is very close. Thoughts? I hope Junior Paulo stays at Parramatta. Junior Paulo is a great front rower. He's an elite forward in the competition. So I'm going to go with Junior Paulo to stay at Parramatta would be very good. I hope it happens. Show some loyalty. CT Dingo, do you reckon Tommy Turbo replicates his 2021 season or does better worse? I reckon Turbo will be the best player in the world again next year because why not? Only 2 teams were able to slow down Tommy Turbo this year. That was the Storm and that was the Rabbitohs. And I can't see any reason why Turbo can't get better. So I reckon Tommy Turbo will have a massive, massive 2022. Hell, I'll even say it right now. Turbo will win Dally M again next year. I don't see how he's not going to win Dally M. He didn't even play 20 games this year, and he won it by a mile. Can you imagine if Turbo plays 20 games next year? He'll win it by fucking 10, 20 points. Turbo will win Dally M next year again, I believe. Yep, I agree, Metallic Panther. I agree with that. If Paulo goes to the Dogs, that would be just like Reed Money to go. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it will happen, though. Daniel Bates says, I'm late. No worries, bro. We've only been live 25 minutes. We've still got a little bit of time left on here. Pete Verotto says, do you think the Dolphins will be a failed franchise? No, I don't. They've got money. They've got a Queensland Cup system that they can base themselves off. They've got Wayne Bennett as the coach. They've got some decent owners up there. The Dolphins will be fine. They will do very, very well. Daniel says, Christmas party last night. Nick only just got up. Laugh out loud. Fair enough, Daniel. I hope the alcohol was very nice, bro. I hope it was very nice. Gold Anime says, what's up, Nick? Not much, bro. I hope you're well, Gold Anime. It's good to hear from you, bro. Hope you're doing well, mate. Also want to thank Manscaped once again for sponsoring the video. It's much appreciated. Guys, the Lawnmower 4.0, it's a great shaver for your balls, fellas. I'm telling you right now. It has new skin-safe technology, so you don't nick yourself. And it also comes with this incredible package, which has got the Lawnmower 4.0, ball deodorant, ball toner. The discount code, guys, is on the screen right here, NFA. That's the discount code. Guys, go and check out Manscaped. Thank you so much for Manscaped for sponsoring the video. Joe says, what's up, Nick? Hope you're well, Joe. CT Dingo, which team do you think will be the biggest disappointment in 2022? Well, I think the Knights and the Titans are going to fall backwards. I think Parramatta are going to be the most disappointing team next year. Everything's going bad at Parramatta at the moment, so I'll probably say Parramatta. I think they're going backwards, man. Dragons breakout star next year. Breakout star. Let's go Tyrell Sloan, the fullback. I reckon he'll have an awesome season next year. Fourth on the Dolphins, picking up Parramatta's hooker, Ray Stone. Well, he ain't their hooker, but I think it's an average signing. And to anyone out there who think Ray Stone's a great signing, they are absolutely delusional. Some certain rugby league pages on Instagram and on Facebook want to say it's a great signing. Well, they're too busy kissing the ass of other people. So I think Ray Stone's an average buy, man. Doesn't offer a whole much. Golden Anime says, not much. I'm getting my first jab tomorrow, Nick. Fair enough, bro. Let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes, Golden Anime. Hopefully all goes well, bro. Thoughts on Nagarma to the Roosters. Already answered that, bro. I think it's a great buy for the Chooks. National Sports Loaded. Daniel Bates says, oh, God, I love Turbo. What a player. A real Rolls Royce of a player, isn't he? Definitely. Definitely agree. Which Super League team is on the down, says CJ Moxley. I'm going to say a Wigan. I'm going to say a Wigan because I've lost a lot of players going into next year. So I'll say Wigan. So we've got Scotty Burns in the chat. G'day, Nick. Still can't believe the Dolphins signed the grub Felice Kafusi. It's disappointing, isn't it? And I want to say, Scotty, congratulations to your Lakers today, mate. I can see your profile picture. Lakers beat the Celtics. I go for Boston in the NBA, so fair play to you. You're the better team today, so well done. Joe says, where do you think Junior Paulo will sign? I think he'll stay at the Eels. I hope he does anyway. Engineered. Wait, what? Engineered tools for your family. I don't even know what you mean by that, Pete. You've lost me there, bro. I'm on Manscaped for sure. Sounds good, Daniel, bro. The discount code is NFA, bro. Make sure you go and check it out, brother. Metallic Panther, what do you reckon is a better buy? Kafusi or Stone? I'll say Stone. They're both average players, man. They're not going to offer a whole lot, to be honest. What is your prediction for the Wooden Spoon in 2022? Fucking hell. That's hard. The Wooden Spoon's always hard to pick, man, because you don't really know what's going to happen. I mean, at the start of this year, everyone said, oh, I'll be Dragons and Tigers with the Spoon. Ended up being the Bulldogs. And I had the Bulldogs around 10th, 12th at the start of this year. They came last. So hopefully the Titans get the spoon. That's what I'm hoping gets the spoon. Cowboys versus Broncos trial match thoughts. It always happens, bro. It doesn't surprise me. Not sure if anyone saw what I commented yesterday. I think the Dolphins should try and lure Alex Walmsley from St. Helens to be a good forward leader for them. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think he just re-signed with St. Helens, so I don't know. I don't think he'll go over there, Daniel. Nick, what's your opinion on the Dogs sacking Asiata? Look, bro, if you want to hear me go off about that, I did the corner post last night and I went off my head about that. I think it's disgraceful. Jay Lockyer 03, not NRL related, Nick, but how are you enjoying the Big Bash? And who do you go for? Yeah, it's been okay so far. I go for the Melbourne Stars, bro. We haven't started well. Golden Anime says Cowboys spoon easy. Oh, Jesus Christ, don't say that. Oh, that'll hurt. That'll really hurt me. National Sports Authority says, are the Raiders the most unpredictable team in 2022? In a way, they are, but here's the thing. Raiders, Warriors, Cowboys. You can't read any of them. Canberra look like a top 8 team on paper, but you don't know what they're going to do. You've got the Warriors, who are the most unpredictable team that I've ever seen in my life. You've got the Cowboys, who were 0-4 to start this year. Then they went on a decent streak. They got into the top 8. At the halfway mark, the Cowboys were 6-8. They were looking like a team that might play finals football. And then they got rid of their halfback, and then they brought in another halfback who had no experience, and then they fell off a cliff. So, Cowboys, Raiders, Warriors, I can't get a read on any of them. I don't know what the hell they're going to do next year. It's literally a flip of the coin. Heads is top 8, tails is bottom 8. You just don't know what you're going to get from either of them. You genuinely don't know. Pete Veretto, other than the Titans, who is your most hated team? It'll be Melbourne for sure. Melbourne. Fuck Melbourne. Cowboys should go after John Asiata. I wouldn't mind it, but the problem is, if you live in Queensland, you can't go to a game and you can't play a game in Queensland if you don't get the jab. So he won't be allowed to play up there either. So I don't know what John Asiata's going to do. Yes, I think you may be right. Hope he does well for Saints, but I'd like to see how he goes in the NRL. Yeah, me too. I'd love to see that as well. My friend thinks Turbo is on steroids. I don't think so, bro. There's no ways on steroids. Bold early NRL call going into 2022. All right, I'll give you one. I'll give you 2 bold ones. Number 1, the Parramatta Eels next year will not play finals football. In 2022, the Parramatta Eels will not make the top 8. There's too many distractions at the club. You've got the Reid Marnie situation going to the Dogs. That'll be awkward at training. You've got Papali'i leaving to go to the Warriors. You've got all sorts of dramas going on there at the moment. So I think Parramatta are going to miss out on finals in 2022. The other bold call I have is the Broncos will play finals football. There we go. There's 2 for you. Top try score prediction for next year. That's a very, very good question. I find this one hard to pick because there's so many guys you can choose from. Alex Johnson's won it the last 2 years, but no more Reynolds. So maybe Johnson won't get as much tries. But in saying that, Souths go left side with Cody Walker on the trail, and Johnson always scores a try on that wing. So I reckon it'll be someone different next year. I'll go with Jason Saab. Jason Saab's my early tip for top try scorer. I'll go Saab. I reckon the Warriors bottom once again. They sign Ash Fowler. Yeah, bro. If Ash Taylor's in the halves, they are going bad. Joe says South 2022 prediction. Probably somewhere between 5th and 8th. That should be in the top 8. Agreed Eels won't be top 8. It says electrical dust. Yeah, fair call. What do you think of Lachlan Ely's been Rabbitoh's halfback? If it happens, then good luck to him. I would go with Blake Taft personally. Alex Johnson for sure says Joe. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. He's a freak, Alex Johnson. Could Tommy Turbo later on in his career possibly move to 5'8"? Well, he might. Oh, geez. I'll tell you what. I don't think so. But it wouldn't surprise me. Rugby League Roundup says, I'm going to go with Makali Ravalawa for 2022. Obviously a bit biased for me. Yeah, look, if the Dragons get it right on that right-hand side with that right side combination of Ben Hunt, Jaden Sewer, Zach Lomax, and Ravalawa, there's no reason why Ravalawa can't be in contention. So some will say it's biased because you're a Dragons fan, Rugby League Roundup, but Ravalawa is actually a good shout. I reckon that's a good tip. I don't mind that at all. It's worth $5. I might throw money on it next year. Daniel Bate, if I get full-time work soon, I need to get the Wash NRL subscription in 2022. I think it's going to be a very interesting year. It will be. And guess what, guys? Guess what? The teams that finished in 2021 from 7th to 16th, plus the Rabbitohs who came top 4, they all have a different halves combination. So some teams have a different 5'8" in the same halfback. Some have the same halfback and a different 5'8". Some have a different halves combination in general. So it's going to be interesting next year how everything goes about. There are 11 teams next year, I believe, who have different halves combinations. So it's going to be very intriguing next year. I believe the only teams that have the same combination in the halves next year is Melbourne, Penrith. Who else? Melbourne, Penrith, Parramatta, and Manly. Because everyone else, 12 teams next year have a different halves combination in some way. Different 5'8" or a different halfback with a new halves partner. So that makes next year so unpredictable. Sylvie and Ravalaro's comment would be scary. Yeah, if they can defend, they would be very scary. All right, a few more questions here. What's Tom Abachek Rob Center of the Year? I think he sucks. Yeah, definitely, Daniel. Definitely fascinating. All right, one more question, and then I'm getting out of here, guys. One more question, and then I'm getting out of here for the rest of the night. Let's see what you've got. Last question. Any questions, or was that it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that might wrap it up. Oh, here we go. Last question. Here we go. This will do. Rugby League Roundup. Is James Tedesco going to have a 2019 year again? Possibly. I'll answer these ones real quick. An underrated player heading into 2022. I will go with fucking underrated player going to next year. Let's go. Let's go with Josh Schuster. I think he's underrated still. Ola Kawatu, maybe. One of those two. Could Roosters win the comp with Brendan Smith? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Dark horse for coach of the year. I'll go Craig Fitzgibbon or Kevin Walters. Maybe one of them two. Last one, Daniel Bate. Top stream as usual. There's level to this game, and you are up there, bro, for sure. Thanks, Daniel. Guys, thanks for tuning in to the Rugby League Q&A with myself, Nick from Australia. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, guys, before you go, tomorrow night, which will be Thursday night, 6:30 p.m., will be the Rugby League Breakdown podcast with me, Pro Enzo Vids, and Sam Revel. Tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. New South Wales time, 5:30 up there in Queensland. The Rugby League Breakdown podcast. Hope you guys are looking forward to it. The podcast tomorrow night will be fantastic. Hope you guys are looking forward to it. Lock it in your calendars. 6:30 tomorrow night in New South Wales. 6:30 p.m. New South Wales time tomorrow night. 5:30 up there in Queensland. If you're in England, I believe it's 7:30 a.m. over there in the UK. But guys, I'm getting out of here. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Until then, stay safe. Have a great Thursday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow night for the podcast. Have a good one, fellas. Have a good night.